Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Jack Daniel's Downhome Punch. And I know, what is this? This isn't beer. Well, if you look at the bottom of the label, it says premium malt beverage with natural flavors and certified colorings added. It says at the bottom of the label. So it is malt based. So technically it's a beer product. That's kind of, you remember growing up, I remember growing up, wine coolers being the thing. Well, they were wine based. Well, wine, I guess, is taxed, or was taxed differently, or is taxed differently. And so therefore, by making it malt based, but still making it fruity flavored or wine flavored or like, now they make these like malt based beverages that are like wine coolers. They're sweet and everything. So yeah, you see me pour this. This is not going to form a head. I don't think these will have any sort of hops or anything. So the malt basis is how they produce alcohol. And then they flavor it with, it says natural flavoring, so it could have fruit juices of some sort. On the bottle, it looks like it has a grapefruit slice. But I was looking on a website trying to see when they introduced this, because I remember in my coming of age of coming into drinking, these are really popular. The bottles were squattier and the neck kind of flared out more like a actual Jack Daniel's bottle. And so in the Y2K era, a little just after that, or, you know, I guess in the realm of Y2K, I remember these being real popular. And you know, I got some history with this product. I normally don't drink stuff like this anymore. I'm not much on sweet things. So I just saw this on sale at the Discount Smokes and Liquor, where I buy a lot of my stuff on sale, one-offs, and I saw a single of it, and I'm like, you know what, for 99 cents, I'll just go ahead and do it. Normally for a 6-pack, you're gonna pay around $9 or so. So what do you get? You get what looks like Kool-Aid, only it's carbonated. There is bubbles streaming. It's not really clear. It's not hazy per se, but it's not really clear. Smells fruity. Definitely smells fruity. So if you like sweet stuff, it is 4.8% alcohol. This is only 10 ounces. So yeah, usually you sell the. I used to get these in 4-packs with little squattier bottles, you know, 20 years ago or more. They would have Downhome Punch, Cactus Juice, Mountain Sipper, and Tennessee Tea. I remember those flavors being popular. And I've tried them all. Tennessee Tea tastes kind of like Long Island iced tea, like the TGI Fridays, little pre-mixed ones you can buy. It kind of reminds me of that, but I don't think it's near the alcohol content. These are all like 5% or less. So they're, you know, essentially like a normal lager beer strength, 4.8. It's like Miller High Life and all that stuff. So let's take a sip. Yeah, it smells kind of like some sort of a flavored Mountain Dew, which they have like hard Mountain Dew out now too. Yeah, it tastes like what I remember. So sweet. Yeah. This definitely appeals to an audience that does not like the taste of beer, you know, and doesn't necessarily want to drink alcohol or hard alcohol. But I guarantee you, it doesn't have like any, it's probably definitely high in carbs and calories. So if I was to look online, I just did very little research. Countrycocktails.com is the website for this. I haven't seen any other flavors. This one seems to have endured. This was always the most popular flavor. Yeah, it just tastes like fruit punch. Like, not quite like Hawaiian punch, but it does bring back a lot of memories. So in my early 20s, around the time I got to the age of drinking, there was a time where I didn't mind drinking beer, but as, you know, early 20s tend to do, they don't have self-control, they don't know their limits, they don't understand how this stuff works, and so they always go full throttle until they mess up and overdo it. And sometimes when you do that, the smell and taste of whatever it is that you got sick on, just, you can't even handle it. It, like, the thought of it makes you just want to throw up. And that was what it was like with Bud Light at one point in time. And I remember being with some friends, and some people were drinking these, and I was like, oh, these are easy to drink. And you know, in your early 20s, you're not thinking about calories or carbs or anything like that. You know, you still have a really raging metabolism. But these are great. You know, all that fruity stuff. Zima was still around back then, popular. And then the hard lemonade thing was really starting to take off. They had like Doc Otis and Two Dogs, and Mike's wasn't out yet, I don't believe. I mean, it was up and coming by that point. You had your Mike's Hard Lemonade. That one still endures to this day. Doc Otis is no longer around. Two Dogs is no longer around. I don't know whatever happened to those products. You know, Zima kind of made a comeback there like 2018 or maybe before that. That was from the 90s. Something different. So yeah, I'm sure this is contract brewed with someone else. It's probably not made at, oh yeah, Jack Daniel's Beverage Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin. So City Brewing contracts this out with Jack Daniel's. That's who makes this. Which I think they make a bunch of like the seltzers and stuff like that. Which the seltzers is because of the whole low carb, low calorie craze. So you get these LaCroix with alcohol, essentially, is what you're getting, or Perrier, whatever. But what I think happens is when you have no carbs or calories and you're taking in alcohol, your body doesn't process it the same. So you probably feel like you can drink a ton of them, but I think your body metabolizes it differently, and then it probably comes at all at once, and then you get hit out of nowhere if you drink several of them. I don't really drink those. I know other people that do, and you know, it's to each their own. I understand why they're popular, especially during the whole keto trend and everything, when you're trying to be low carb and all those different types of diets, but you still like to have a good time and have something to sip on and enjoy yourself. So yeah, this reminds me of a younger, simpler time. You know, back over 20 years ago. Like I said, and on a website I saw 1992 was the earliest year I could find when they started producing this. They may have made this before that, but that could be about right. The bottle, someone had a old original bottle. They were selling it for like $99 unopened. And they used to have like plastic wrapped around the top. And it was the shorter, wider bottle. It really took me back because that's exactly what I remember seeing. So yeah, these things were incredibly popular for a time. I think they still would be. They definitely, I think, are geared more to a younger crowd that still likes, see, my palate's changed where sweet stuff doesn't just appeal to me as much anymore as it used to. I'm much more of a savory palate. I like salty things when I do sweet. So this is not something I would, a couple of these and I'd probably like, yeah. You know, your tongue gets all kind of sticky and hairy and your belly gets full of sugar and it feels weird, especially when you're not used to it. But it's nice to go down memory lane. Yeah, remind me of when I was a lot younger. And I don't know, it's a decent product. I can't really say for sure because it's been so long since I've had it, if it tastes the same as what it did before. I think to me it seems similar. The flavor is reminiscent, so it may not be tit for tat like exactly the same. Honestly, I highly doubt it. Because City Brewing pretty much picked up a bunch of the old Pabst Brewing and other breweries that got acquired by, you know, because Pabst sold all their breweries off, some of them to Miller, and started having Miller contract, you know, brew all their beers for them. But some of their other breweries that they had acquired, I think City had bought those up, and they started contract brewing through other, they do it for everybody, you know. So I think they even had some, like, there may have been a type of Guinness that was contract brewed through City Brewing. Budweiser, you know, Sam Adams, all that stuff. Everybody, if they want something done, they don't want to do it in house. They'll just hire one of these people, you know, these other companies like City Brewing out, and give them the recipe, the mash, whatever they need, and they'll just have them do it. You know, I think there's a time where City Brewing put out some pretty substandard product and had a bad name for themselves. I think there's another brewery called Melanie Brewing that was making some of these like one-off things that you would see once and then it would go away and you'd never hear from it again. Most of it was atrocious, or it had like some underlying character that could tell you, oh yeah, that seems like City Brewing. God, I see camo. That's something I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. Although, you know, I said that about Earthquake, and I was surprisingly as less offended by it as I thought I was going to be. I went into it pretty much with a negative slant, came out with of it like it wasn't horrible, you know. So I mean, maybe I need to get the camo stuff out of the way and just cross it off the list. One of the most epic reviews was of Louisiana Beer Reviews trying it, and he was just so upset how foul it was that you saw him sling the can against his privacy fence and stuff. That's a video is Stuff of Legends there. So, and also the one where his boss fed him a bunch of different types and wanted to do them in sequence, like one after the other. I'm sure that's probably one of his higher rated videos as well, if it's still up. That was a pretty funny one to watch happen. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this. This is a one-off. You're not going to see me do a bunch of these things. I mean, unless I just get desperate. But I particularly am not. This is not my style. I'm not big into the sweet stuff. But you know, from time to time, just to mix things up, I might try some of these malt-based cocktail type stuff, and just to say I've done it. You know, just to add to the list. It's content, right? So let me know what you guys think. If you have any opinions on this product, if you've had it recently but you remember having it a long time ago, if it tastes different or the same, let me know. I'm curious if anybody has a good enough memory for that. But thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you guys later. Oh, so sweet.